Hey, Treasure Fan Show pal, Big D back here again with another weekly news announcement. And this is for the 27th of July in the August, what is this here? August 3rd, 2021. Those of you new to my channel, I can do this every week. I talk about what's coming new on Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K for the current week, the coming weeks, and anything majorly announced. And then I talk about anything I might be doing later on after the end of the video. So, first I want to say sorry I did not put one of these out last week. It was my birthday between last week and this week, so it was a big one. It was 50, so I kind of took some time off just to kind of chill out a little bit. You know, you make it to halfway through 100 and you're like, all right, what now? So yeah, so I just didn't do a video last week. There wasn't a whole lot that came out last week, so other than Spiral. So it was like, all right, I can take it. And to be honest with you, the next couple weeks is not much coming out either, but let's go ahead and go over it and we'll go from there. So yesterday, which would be the 27th, we did have Shout Factory released Dead Zone yesterday. Great movie. Shout Factory also released Brotherhood of the Wolf. So both of them are now special collector's editions. We also had Beastmaster came out in 4K yesterday, but it was not the big nice box set like I got. It's just the disc itself. Kino Lobo released Clay Pigeons yesterday. We had Vinegar Syndrome released Aliens from LA, a really cheesy movie with Kathy Ireland back in the day. And then the big one that came out was A Quiet Place. That did come out on Blu-ray, DVD, 4K, and there is a Best Buy exclusive steelbook, which I did manage to use some birthday money and got. I have to go pick it up still because I had to do a store pickup because they didn't have any to ship. I wanted to get that one because I have the first one, a steelbook and a 4K steelbook. I was like, ah! But that did come out. If you haven't seen A Quiet Place 2, it's one of those rare occasions where the sequel is as good and maybe a smidge better than the original, although it's really kind of hard. I kind of go back and forth between the two. But I really like Quiet Place 2. I thought John Krasinski did an amazing job with that movie. The way he flushed it out and the way it kind of, you get a bit of a prequel and then you get the sequel all in one movie. And I thought that was really cool. I love the way he did it. I love that the fact they got everybody back from the first movie. Well, the ones that didn't die anyways. But I mean, they got everybody back from the first movie, and it just really flowed really well, and it was just a really good movie. I've already watched it 3 times. No kidding. I love it. As soon as I pick up the Blu-ray, I want to watch it again because I got the 4K, and the 4K, even though you can stream in 4K, and I stream in 4K, you're still not getting the best possible 4K as you would from an actual disc, because you got to remember you're going over internet lines and stuff like that, and the signal does kind of go down a little bit, I guess, or you just can't get like true 4K out of a streaming service. You just can't. I think that bandwidth on the internet's not great enough for it. I've noticed it big time. Like, I've watched certain movies in 4K, streamed it, and then like a week or two later, I'm gonna watch it again, and I watch my disc, and there's noticeable differences. So, be great to see that in actual 4K. I'm looking really forward to that. So that's it for this week. Not a whole lot. Next week's even worse. We do have Transformers, the movie, the animated movie, coming out in 4K for the first time. We have Arrow's releasing Django. Now, not the Django that came out a couple years ago. This is one that came out, I believe, in the 70s. They're releasing a special edition of that. And then Luca, the Disney animated film that was just on Disney streaming, a month and a half ago, is coming out. And that's going to have a Blu-ray, a DVD, a 4K, and probably a steelbook, I would assume. I know there'll probably a digibook at Target, too. I didn't see that on there, but you know what? A lot of times those just pop up. And so that's it for this week and next week. Again, there's not a whole lot coming out. You got to remember, there wasn't a whole lot of movies that came out earlier part of the year, so there's just not a whole lot they can flush out. And if you've also noticed too, a lot of what's coming out now is just catalog stuff, like just tons of catalog stuff that I'm just completely shocked by. Stoked, don't get me wrong, but it's a lot of catalog stuff coming out because there's just not a lot of theatrical releases coming out. And ironically enough, you know, think about it, like Quiet Place 2 was just in theaters. Matter of fact, it's still playing in a couple of my theaters here locally. This stuff they must have manufactured this stuff last year, because I'm about to talk to you about some announcements, and a couple of announcements for movies that are currently in theaters too. So I think they manufactured this stuff last year because they had nothing else to do with it. Since, like, for example, Quiet Place was supposed to come out March of 2020. It didn't end up coming out until, May of 2021. So they sat on that movie for an extra year. They filmed it a couple years ago. They sat on it for an extra year. So it's kind of like Jungle Cruise is coming out this week on Friday. That one was filmed literally 3 years ago. So it's kind of like, All right. It almost feels like they're not new movies. They're kind of like older movies, you know. But anyways, so I've seen a lot of that. So that's it for this week and next week. Let's talk about what's coming out, what was announced. So Paramount did announce Crocodile Dundee Trilogy Blu-ray set. So all 3 movies in a Blu-ray set, which is cool because I have the first 2 on Blu-ray. Do not have that third one. And the third one, although not the best, I'm a completist, so I feel like I need it. Kino Lorber is releasing Invasion of the Body Snatchers in 4K. This is the 78 version with Leonard Nimoy. And Donald Sutherland. I love that version. I really do. I just watched it recently too. Great movie. Love it. So that's coming out on the, and I can't read my writing. Coming out later this year. Let's see here. Eli Roth, History of Horror, Season 2 comes out the 14th of September. I saw the first season. I didn't know they were doing a second season, so I'm really stoked on that because I really liked it. It's a really good in-depth dive. If you're a horror movie fan, it's really, really good. They really go into some cool topics. They bring in a lot of cool horror icons and people that have been big in the industry over the years. It's really good, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then this was something I was surprised. So Paramount has announced they're releasing The Stand on Blu-ray. This is The Stand that just came out, I think it was November of last year, so it's the remake of the original from the 80s. I am super excited about that. I thought because it went direct to streaming, we were going to see it. I was a huge fan. I really liked it. I liked the changes they made from the original. I really liked it, and that's coming out on the 10th of October, so right in time for Halloween. Kino Lorber has also announced Misery in 4K for the first time, and that'll be on the 12th of October. A Clockwork Orange has been announced for 4K, so they've finally done a 4K remaster of Clockwork Orange, a great classic movie from the 70s, really well done. I'm a big fan of it, the old ultra-violence. There will be a steelbook for that for Best Buy, and again, that will be out on the 21st of September. Highlander is coming out in 4K for the first time, and that will be out on the 14th of September. Also, I do hear rumors of a steelbook as well. Great movie. If you've never seen Highlander before, we're talking... The soundtrack alone is worth it. Queen does the soundtrack for that movie and is without a doubt one of the best soundtracks, at least in my opinion, that's out there. If you've never seen Highlander, the second, the third, the fourth, the series was the TV series was really good. The rest of the movies, the second one was kind of like, where did you go with this one? But the first movie is really epic. I mean, absolutely. We just watched it not too long ago too. It's really epic. So that's coming out in 4K. This one I'm really excited about because I never thought I'd see the day of it. I've been a big fan of this show since it was released. Ironically enough, the first episode was supposed to air on 9/11. Yes, the 9/11 of 2001. And they delayed it. And it's Smallville. So the entire series of Smallville for the first time is going to be available on Blu-ray. This is because we're coming up on the 20th anniversary of Smallville, which will be in a month. So they're finally releasing the entire series in a nice box set. I'm super excited. I have all the seasons already on DVD. I'm going to trash those and get the box set. A, the box set's much smaller. But B, I just can't wait to see it in Blu-ray, to see them clean it up and make it look nice. So I'm really excited about that. As you all know, I'm a huge Superman fan. So I'm just really glad to see that show is finally coming out on Blu-ray. Because, they put out Gotham already on Blu-ray. Even the Bat-Tusi, the old 60s Batman series, has come out on Blu-ray. So this was one of the ones that's like, why is there not a Blu-ray for this? Well, finally, Warner Bros. Is delivering on that. And I am so stoked on that. Let's see. Also announced was Underworld Collection. So all the Underworld movies are coming out in 4K in a nice box set. That will be out the 5th of October. Not too sure on this. I'm a big fan of those movies. I have all those. I have a really nice steelbook with all those movies in the steelbook. I love those movies. I really do. I would imagine a couple of them are going to look really good in 4K. Not sure about the whole series, but that is coming out. We also have Silence of the Lambs coming out in 4K for the first time. Another epic Academy Award-winning great movie. We just watched that not too long ago, too. I think it was around January I watched that movie. It had been a long time since I watched it. I forget how much I watched it, but I forget how much it messes with me. Buffalo Bill, and it rubs the lotion on the skin or else it gets the hose again. It's a really, really good movie. Although I have to say that I saw it originally in theaters when it originally came out, and I remember the ending scene. And if I'm spoiling this for you, I'm sorry, but that movie's been out for like over 20 years. So the ending scene when she's walking through Buffalo Bill's house, it's all dark, and he's got the night vision goggles on. I remember seeing that in theaters, and it freaked me out. It was a really well done scene. Watching it nowadays, you already know what's going to happen, so it's not nearly as intense. But I remember seeing it in the theaters the first time, and that scene was so intense. Like he's like right behind her with the night vision goggles on, and she's like, you can see her in green, like because she can't see anything. Good stuff. The movie is still an absolutely amazing movie. So well acted, so well just written. It's one of those epic movies. So that will be coming out again. I think it's later this year, but I want to say it's around September. Then we also have The Boss Baby, which is basically Boss Baby 2, A Family Business, coming out. Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K, and that'll be out the 14th of September. Also, most of these movies are all Blu-ray, unless I've designated 4K with these. Also, we have For Love or Money, which I know most people are like, what are you talking about? It's kind of a little bit of a cheesy movie from the 90s. It stars Michael J. Fox. It came out right around the time that a couple of other movies come out around the same time, like not Hard Target, but I can't remember the movies right now. I know you guys know what I'm talking about, but I've always been a big fan of Michael J. Fox since, oddly enough, Family Ties, when that TV show was on in the 80s. And obviously Back to the Future and all this stuff like that. I really like this movie. This is a fun movie. It's like The Secret of My Success, which is another movie he was in. Another great movie. With Helen Slater was in that one with him. So I always liked those 90s Michael J. Fox movies because he always came out with that he's just kind of a likable guy that's always in a bad set of circumstances. So I'm really excited to hear about that movie coming out. And that comes out, I didn't put a date on there. I know it's later this year. We do have Resident Alien Complete Season 1 coming out on the 21st of September. I have not seen the whole series this year. We're about halfway through the series. It is absolutely hilarious. Alan Tudyk, and I probably said the name wrong, from Serenity, Firefly, stuff like that. He's the alien. I've talked about this a little bit before. It is absolutely hilarious. I want to wait though. The reason why we stopped watching this, the commercials were driving me nuts. So when this comes out, I'm going to end up buying it, and we'll watch the whole thing through. If it pops up on a streaming service, well, I don't have to watch commercials, because the commercials just for me takes away so much from the show. Not saying it's a bad show, just like you really get into it and it's all commercial. It's like, dang it. So, but that is coming out. If you haven't seen it, it is absolutely hilarious. His interaction with this little kid on the show is just, it's amazing. And then the last one, this is what I was talking to you about earlier about coming out really quickly. The last one is they've announced Disney's Marvel Black Widow already for Blu-ray, DVD, and 4K. It'll be out the 14th of September. Again, this movie is literally in theaters right now, and it's already been announced. So I'm assuming this is another one of those ones they had just went, oh, go ahead and replicate it last year. We know it's coming out, but this movie just came out a couple weeks ago, and it's already been announced. And they've been doing that a little bit more lately. I'm just assuming that they must have just been like, they were sitting on these movies for over a year. Well, we might as well master them and put them on Blu-ray and DVD now, because we know it's going to eventually come out. So that has been announced. So there's that. And that is it for what's coming out this week. Next week, we can announce a lot of announcements. I'm really excited to see a lot of this stuff come out. Really excited to see that. And I'm glad it's all coming out later this year. I'm hoping Black Friday deals would be nice on some of them. But we'll see. So with that being said, that's it for the weekly news stuff. I did want to let you know that I do have a couple more videos coming out this week. For my birthday, I took a bunch of stuff to Rasputin and got a few movies at Rasputin. So I'm going to be having a Rasputin haul. And then also my buddy Bobby from the other side of the country, that if I could ever get out there, I'm hoping someday to hang out with him. He sent me a birthday present. And it's a pretty nice size box. So I'll be doing an unboxing for that as well. So be on the lookout for that. That will be up tomorrow for sure. I haven't done the unboxing yet. I'm going to do it probably after I post this video. I'm going to film that one. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow. That will be up tomorrow. And then movie reviews. I am working on movie reviews. Again, I stopped everything because of my birthday and a few things were going on with us. So I'm going back out. Be on the lookout for movie reviews. I'm just about ready to finish up the Bruce Lee Criterion box set. I'll be doing a review on that. And then, oh gosh, I watched Milkshake. Oh, I forget the last name of it. It's on Netflix, or I think it's Netflix or Hulu or one of those. Milkshake Gunpowder last night. Absolutely loved it. Really liked it a lot, so I'll be doing a review on that. I was completely blown away. In my opinion, one of the best action movies so far of this year. It was incredible. It was really, really well done. So I'll be doing a review for that as well. So that is it for now. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I truly, truly appreciate it. Like, subscribe, the bell. You know the whole thing. I don't want to bother you with all that stuff. You guys know. Please share this video out there. Leave me some comments. Thank you so much for watching. I really, truly appreciate it. This video actually marks season 5 of my show. This actually means, on this date, 5 years ago, I started this channel. So I've been going on, I can't believe it's been that long. I can't believe I'm actually entering year 5 on this thing. This is incredible. I just didn't think about that. To think about that, I honestly didn't think this was going to last more than a couple years, and then I would probably just get bored with it and move on to something else. That's usually what happens. There's only a couple things in my life that I've been consistent on throughout my life of things that I've really enjoyed that I've kept up with. Movies obviously being one of the biggest. But I'm really amazed that I've done this for what's coming up on now 5 years, and I'm still enjoying it. I'm still having a great time with it. And it's because you guys watch the videos. If you guys weren't watching them, I wouldn't do it anymore. There'd be no reason to. So you guys keep me going, and I really appreciate that. I really, from the bottom of my heart, do. So I want to thank everybody for watching my channel, sharing it, putting the comments down. You know, it really means a lot to me. Again, I never thought I'd be this far. I never thought I would do it this long. I don't typically, I'm somebody that's very much, I get on something, get really excited about something for a little while, and then it kind of just fades off. Then I move on to something else. And oftentimes I will go back to it later on, but it's not something that other than movies and Star Trek, really, those are only two really consistent things that I've done since I was a little kid that I've enjoyed, that I continue to enjoy as now being 50 years old and still enjoying those same things. So I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for continue to watch and to do all those things. You guys are awesome. And again, I do this just for the love of it. I don't get any money. I don't do anything like that. That's not my whole thing here. I just want to entertain people and talk to people. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Please be safe and be careful out there. That new Delta variant floating around, it's pretty bad. A couple people out there that I've read stories about. It's bad. So please be safe and be careful out there. Always keep hunting, because you know what? You never know what you're going to find. Like when I went to Rasputin, I found some cool stuff. And as always, live long and prosper. Bye.